Most people never realize this. They literally go through life believing that things just happen. Things just happen to them and there's nothing they can do about it. Some people are lucky, other people are stuck. They think life is just about your circumstances and it's kind of outside of your control. But that's a complete lie. That's a complete lie, because the truth is your mind, it doesn't just interpret reality. It literally creates it. Your mind creates reality. And I know that sounds so crazy, but if you just listen to me for the rest of this video, it'll make sense. It is true. And the fact is, if you don't control what's happening up here, it will control you. I'm going to prove it to you. The first thing I want to cover today, the first lesson, is your thoughts control how you feel. Period. So just close your eyes for a second, please. Go ahead, close your eyes and think back very vividly. Try and imagine the happiest moment in your life so far. Imagine it very vividly. Maybe you achieved something huge. Maybe you were spending time with someone you love. Maybe it was a moment of pure excitement and pride. Now just vividly imagine that. Imagine you're there. How does it feel? Now, I want you to switch things up. Think of a moment where you were sad. A moment of deep sadness when you felt rejected, lost, like nothing was working. Feel how that felt. Now, if you did this properly, your emotions would have shifted instantly. And if they didn't, I want you to try again, because if you do this properly, it will happen. The question is why? Because nothing physically happened in this world. You're still sitting in the same place. You're still listening to the same video. But just by thinking about those moments, your body reacted physically. A simple thought or series of thoughts changed your emotions, maybe even your breathing and posture. Now imagine, given it was able to change that quickly just then, imagine how your thoughts every day are shaping your emotions every day. For example, maybe in the morning, you've already told yourself in your head, today's going to be hard, today is going to be tough. And what does that do? That's going to make you feel drained before you've even started. Now, on the other hand, what if you say to yourself, today is a chance to win? I'm going to win today. You're going to be more motivated, more focused. You're going to be more ready, more fired up. And that just proves that your thoughts create your energy. And your energy controls how you show up every single day. So that's the first point. And that brings us to the second point, which is you get to decide how you see the world. And that changes the world around you. You see, your mind doesn't just affect how you feel. It affects what you see in the world as you're walking around the world. Your brain is like a filter. It doesn't process reality as it is. It's inbuilt with all these biases. It processes reality based on what you believe. And I'll give you an example. Imagine there are two job seekers. Both of them have just been rejected for their dream job. But one of them, he thinks, I knew it. I'm not good enough. I never have been. I'm never going to be successful. So naturally, he's going to feel defeated. He might even stop trying. It's not going to work out. But the other one, they flip their mindset. They say, you know what? I just got really close. Let me tweak a few things and try again. I know I'm going to get it soon. They're going to be motivated. They're going to apply again. They had the same experience, but their realities were different because of how they thought. But here's where it gets crazier. Because your interpretation of the world doesn't just change how you feel. It changes what actually happens to you. If you believe no one is hiring, you're probably not going to bother applying or networking or trying. If you believe the right opportunity is out there, you're going to keep going no matter what. Your thoughts are changing everything. And guess what? The person who keeps going, because he took a better action and had a better mindset, he's going to get the job. He's going to win. The other person isn't. Not because of luck, not because of skill, but just because of the mindset, because they chose to keep moving, keep positive, keep enthusiastic. The world around them didn't change. They changed the world around them by changing how they saw things. And I'm going to give you an example to really hit this home. There was this guy called Viktor Frankl. He was discovered in a Nazi concentration camp. Very morbid, I know, but it will make the point. This guy lost everything. His family, his freedom, his future, everything was taken from him. He was in a terrible situation, but he realized one thing that could never be taken from him. He said, everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. Victor chose to find meaning, to see a future, to focus on what he could control, even though he was in a terrible situation. And that choice kept him alive. And he wrote a book about it. Now contrast that with someone on the other end of the scale. You might have heard of someone called Robin Williams. This guy, he had everything that you could ever want. Tons of money, he was famous, successful, people loved him, he brought so much joy to others, yet he himself struggled with depression, and he ended up taking his own life because of it. What this proves is happiness really isn't about what happens to you in the world. Obviously, it's about how you see what happens in the world. And you can control how you see the world. And that brings us to the third and final point. Your thoughts shape your actions, and your actions shape your future. So every action you take or don't take, think about it. It starts with a thought in here, right? Like if you believe the job market is impossible, you're going to stop applying. You're not going to approach it correctly. But if you believe opportunities exist everywhere, if you stay persistent, you're going to keep going and you're going to succeed. If you believe I'm terrible at interviews, you're going to be terrible at interviews. You're going to avoid them. You're going to avoid practicing for them. You might subconsciously, deliberately not get these interviews and mess things up because you know or you think you're going to fail. On the other hand, if you believe every interview is practice, a chance for you to get better, you're actually going to improve and you're going to land that job. Your beliefs dictate your effort, and your effort dictates your results. And over time, those results are literally going to create your reality. I'll give you another example. The jobs you applied for, okay, these determined the interviews you got, right? And the networking you did, these determined the referrals you received. The effort you put in determined the results you got out of it, right? So where you are today is the direct result of the thoughts, decisions, and actions you made yesterday, and the day before, and the day before that. On top of that, it's going to lead to where you go tomorrow, where you end up in 5 years. It all depends on what you do today. That means your future isn't luck. It's a product of your thoughts. So in summary, I know that was a lot to take in, but in summary, there are three main things we learned today. First, your thoughts control how you feel. And if you don't control your mind is going to control you. And you're not going to know why you're feeling a certain way. And it's not going to help you. The second thing is you decide how you see the world. You literally decide how you see it. And that therefore changes the world because your brain filters reality based on what you believe. And those beliefs shape what happened to you, right? The third lesson is that your thoughts shape your actions, and your actions shape your future. Basically, your future is created by the actions you take, and all of those actions start with a thought, how you think. So your thoughts control your future and your life and your level of fulfillment and happiness. So we want to apply this to your life. And I think there are a couple of things you can do starting today to do this. The first is you need to become aware of your thoughts. You need to start noticing what thoughts you have every day. If something happens and your reaction is negative, just catch yourself. Say, hey, what are you doing? Am I seeing this in an empowering way? Or is it actually making things more difficult for me? Is it ruining my chances? The second thing you can do is challenge your negative thinking. So if you keep getting rejected, stop and say, okay, maybe that's not great at the moment, but every rejection is actually getting me closer to a win. Instead of saying I'm not good at networking, say, I'm so excited about improving at networking like anything else. Because your thoughts aren't facts, they're just patterns. They're just beliefs that you can just change yourself like Play-Doh. The third thing is you want to take ownership of your mindset. When things go wrong, remind yourself, I can control how I respond. When you feel doubt, take action anyway. The more you choose empowering thoughts, the stronger your mindset will get. And I guess the final takeaway here, just to really hammer this home, is your mindset is the foundation of your future. There's no getting around it. It's the most powerful thing that you have at your disposal. It can make or break you. And if you don't control your thoughts, they will control you. But if you can take the initiative, you can take control of your thoughts, you will create any reality that you want. Because success isn't just about luck. Sure, it can be helpful, but it's about how you think, how you act, and what you decide to believe. The choice really is yours.